What's your secret?
I am in this phase in my life where I love propagating plants. That's basically when a plant is growing and you can take a part of a leaf and cut it at a certain point, put it in some water, and it will shoot roots and you can grow a whole nother little plant.
Right.
I steal bits of plants from work, but today I think I hit a new low. I went to Home Depot, and I can't even pretend like it wasn't premeditated because I took some scissors with me. And there's just some plants that are expensive because they're so big and leafy and gorgeous. So I took my scissors, and when no one was looking, I'd snip a leaf or two off, and I just shoved them in my purse. And now I'm home. So I'm going to put them in some water. And hopefully in a few months they have roots, and I will have stolen from Home Depot. It's the man. The earth gave me plants. Can't be selling this shit. I did buy one plant, though, so it's not like I stole everything.
Thank you.
I was hiking on the Pacific Crest Trail that goes from Mexico to Canada through California, Oregon, and Washington.
Were you traveling alone?
Yes, I was.
Something happened to Karen on her hike,
I was 18.
and she's here to tell us about it.
Have you ever told your secret to anyone?
Just a few people, not too many.
She ended up somewhere she said she would never go.
Oh, I was just so scared. They show up in this van. It's like a creepy van. I don't know how else to describe it.
And met people she had been warned about.
I could just sense something weird about him.
Your spidey sense is tingling.
Oh, definitely.
Hairs on the back of your neck.
Yeah.
There are a lot of details to sift through,
I don't know if I like that question.
because what happened to her was just so bizarre.
Thinking back, I'm like, oh my God, like this is so terrifying.
Today, The Secret Room presents Intentional Community.
Hi, my name is Karen, and my secret is I unwittingly stumbled into a cult, and Ben, it will make your eyes pop. Oh, and I have feelings about it. It was definitely a little weird.
So I think we are ready to go.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. All right, here we go. All set?
I hope so.
Okay, I think I'm ready to. Hi, Karen. Welcome to The Secret Room.
Hi, Ben. Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
I am so glad to have you here. Thanks a lot for joining me from Canada.
Thank you for having me.
Your secret is really, really fascinating to me. It's the kind of story that's going to make people's eyes get really wide. They'll think, does this kind of place really exist? And you're here to tell us that it does, right?
Yeah, no, it surprised me as well.
Okay. But before we get to your secret, we need to figure a few things out. You know, how you got yourself into this remarkable situation.
Yeah, honestly, I'm rolling my eyes.
So what country are you in?
I'm from Canada.
You live there?
Yeah, I live on Vancouver Island.
I have been there. I used to live in Seattle. I went to University of Washington.
Oh, awesome.
Spent a lot of time in your corner of the world.
Yeah, it's pretty similar.
Love it up there. You decided that you were going to go on vacation about a year ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you decided you want to take a vacation of some magnitude. How come?
Well, I kind of decided because I had just graduated from high school. I wanted to take a gap year, and I wanted to do something cool during my gap year. So I decided to go and hike the Pacific Crest Trail, attempting a through hike.
Wow, holy cow. The through hike, that means you were going to start the Pacific Crest Trail like near Mexico, and you were planning to hike it all the way to Canada?
Yeah, that was the plan. Start right at the Mexican border and just hike all the way up.
For people who don't know, that's a gorgeous hiking trail, like at really high elevations, right?
Yeah, it goes up through the Sierra Nevada mountains, and it's beautiful.
And it's about 150 miles off the Pacific coast.
Yeah, about that.
And it's like 2,650 miles long, and it takes like 5 months to walk.
Exactly, yeah.
You were ready for that.
Oh, yeah, I was prepared for that.
You did some training beforehand? No?
Questionable.
Okay, all right. You were mentally prepared.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. But there's like perils too, right? You could suffer exposure. There's like rattlesnakes.
Oh, yeah. Whole bunch of stuff.
Other people. And if you're traveling alone, you got to think about that.
Yeah, I think that was honestly my biggest worry.
The people.
I'm alive now, so it's all good.
You live to tell the tale.
Yeah.
but something remarkable happened to you on this adventure.
Yes.
Okay. That is quite an expedition. And you were going to set out on this adventure alone.
Yep. I just was like, you know what? You only live once. I might as well go do something fun while I have my gap year before I go to school.
And so this is in character for you? You're kind of a free spirit and just ready for adventure and do things solo, very independent-minded person?
Yeah, I would say so. This is kind of the first solo backpacking trip that I've ever done. I had done backpacking before, so not much, but I was like, I kind of want to do something fun and out there. Yeah, I think it is my character.
And what did your friends and family say when you announced your plans?
Most of my friends were excited, I would say. My family was more nervous than anything, but they weren't going to stop me.
Nothing was going to stop you.
No,
Right.
no, definitely not. Before I told my family, I had already booked my flight.
Okay, good for you.
Yeah.
Where'd you get the idea to do this?
That's a good question. And a lot of people have actually asked me that on the trail, how did you find out about the trail? And honestly, I don't really remember exactly how I found out about it, but I'm sure that lots of people have seen the movie Wild or read the book. And that is kind of the first story that I had read about it and heard a big portion about it. And I was like, you know what? I want to do that. That sounds so cool. I love backpacking. I love hiking. I may as well just go do something.
Absolutely. And that's the movie with Reese Witherspoon?
Yeah, the book is by Cheryl Strayed.
And the basic story is that she suffered
the loss of her mom. Her mom passed away.
Okay.
So then she was like, let's go do that. But nothing like that happened to me.
Just trying to get inside your head, because this is, I think it's a really big undertaking. It's a real adventure because you're committing yourself to hiking for 5 months in a foreign country in an area you don't know. You don't have a lot of experience backpacking for extended periods of time.
No.
And I'm just really, impressed. It's great that you have the fortitude to pick up and do that.
Yeah.
What was your plan for camping and that sort of thing? Did you do some research to figure all that out ahead of time?
Yeah, so I don't know anyone who's ever hiked the trail or anything, but my main source of research was YouTube and Facebook groups and stuff like that. A lot of people have very strong opinions about what kind of gear you should carry, how you should hike, how many miles you should hike, all that kind of stuff. So I just kind of got most of my ideas from there, I guess. It was a lot to plan.
But you did your homework and you were
kind of wrangled it.
Convinced you were ready.
Yeah.
Okay, mostly.
Well, yeah, a bit of a rude awakening when I got to the place to start. A lot of people seemed way more prepared than me, and I was a little scared.
So the day came to say goodbye to friends and family, and you boarded the plane.
Yeah.
You were filled with excitement.
Oh, yeah.
And where did you land in the United States?
I flew to San Diego, and in San Diego, there's these two people. They're called Trail Angels, and basically they're these two people, and they let you stay at their house, and then they drive you to the trail the next day. So I kind of stayed there, and there was about, 20 or 30 other hikers about to kind of go on the same journey as me. So I got a lot of advice from them and tips and tricks, and they also had past former thru hikers there to give advice, and I was very, very grateful for that because it definitely prepared me for the trail ahead.
I'm sure you remember that first day crystal clear, right?
Oh my gosh, yes.
Can you tell me about it?
Of course. We left for the trail at 4 a.m., drove about an hour and a half to get to the terminus, and then they took a picture and then they left, the people driving. And I just felt so scared, but also so excited just because there's so many people. I think maybe 20 people there starting the same day. And everyone was just so excited. So many people had put their lives on hold and everyone was so excited. It's like a dream coming true almost.
Wow, how fun. Did you immediately hook up with some people?
Yes, definitely. At the Trail Angels house, I met a lady who is actually from the same city that I was from. So obviously we kind of connected, and we actually ended up hiking every single mile together, which was amazing. She was quite a bit older than me. She was 60 at the time. So some people thought we were a mother-daughter hiking team. We were not.
Yeah, good for her.
Mm-hmm, no kidding. She was amazing.
Did you have any misgivings on that first day, or you were just raring to go?
I was just so excited. I remember getting on the trail and everyone was going so fast. And I was just trying to go so fast and I got lost on the first day. That was a little disheartening. I was like, oh, how do I expect to hike this whole trail when I get lost from the first day?
And did you have a way to communicate with the outside world? Like, is there a cell service?
Yeah, there's cell service at parts. So I had my phone and then I also had a satellite phone device that I could text my family with even when there's no service. There's like an SOS button on it. So if you ever needed like help or assistance and there was no service, you could push that and people would be coming for you.
I know from your secret, you did run into a little trouble at some point.
Yeah, so basically 400 miles in, I'm starting to feel a little bit of pain in my feet. I could not walk for days straight anymore. It was kind of like, I need a break. Also, we were kind of getting to a point where there was way too much snow ahead, and I'm not a very experienced snow hiker. I mean, I don't know if I had ever hiked in the snow, really. Maybe like day hikes, but I had never done serious snow hiking before. And there was a lot of snow ahead, and I was just like really worried about that, and I did not want to go. And my hiking buddy was also taking a break from the trail, so I did not want to go hike in the snow alone. Like, that just was not an option for me. So that was kind of a bit of a, uh-oh, what do I do now situation.
So, yeah, so how do you respond to this? What do you do?
This was the last day on the trail. We got a hotel, and we were kind of regrouping, like, okay, what's going to happen next? What am I going to do? So I kind of got the idea from, I used to ride horses, and the lady there would do this program called woofing, where she would get people from, I don't know, all over the world to come, and basically they would work for free in exchange for food and a place to stay. So I kind of got that idea from her, and I was like, oh, maybe I'll check that out. Maybe there's a place near the trail I can stay and do the same thing, and I wouldn't have to spend any money because I didn't want to spend any money. I didn't know how much longer I was going to be on the trail. I didn't know how much more money I was going to need, if I was going to need new gear, all that kind of stuff.
And it's called woofing?
It stands for, I think, Worldwide Organic something Farming.
So you'd be exchanging, some work on a farm for room and board, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
And are there a lot of these farms along the way?
Not necessarily along the way on the trail, but I think there's quite a few in the States.
Okay, so it sounds like maybe you had to go off trail a ways to get to a farm.
Yes, I did.
So I guess you went online to find one.
Yeah, so I signed up for woofing. It was like a $50 membership. So at that point, I was going to go somewhere. I paid $50, so I was ready.
So there's an actual woofing website?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, I'm learning.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you sign up on woofing.com or whatever, and you got your profile, and you're looking through the various farms within a reachable distance for you.
Yep.
What were some of the options?
Oh, that I remember. I was looking for a very specific location. So basically my plan was to bypass kind of the snowy section of the trail and start up in Oregon again. So I was looking for like a very specific location. And I remember like seeing a few and not really, like they're kind of a little far away. And then I saw this one and I thought, oh, this is perfect. Like it's close to the trail. And they say that they go to this trail town every week, like for time off, like on the weekends when you get a break, they'll take you to this trail town. And I was like, that's perfect. That's like, I can get right back on trail from when I'm done my break. And when my hiking partner comes back, it'll be perfect.
Nice.
Yeah. They also had a lot of positive reviews. So I'm like, oh, okay. Although I'm going to stay with strangers, like at least like there were some positive reviews. So I was like, okay, this could be it. This could be the one.
And they are endorsed by woofing.com.
Yes, they're actually verified by the website.
So how did you get yourself to this farm?
I actually set up a Skype interview with them. They had two people on the call, a man and a woman, and they were kind of telling me about like what their farm was about and just kind of explaining what I would be doing there and like basically that kind of stuff. And yeah.
So Karen, got a couple of questions here. The woofing is like so popular that applicants have to have a Skype interview before being accepted to go pick apples or whatever?
Honestly, that's a good point. I personally thought they were just going to be like, okay, come stay with us, like whatever. But they just set up a Skype interview, which I was okay with. I was like, okay, I want to go to this place. This is the perfect location. Like, I have nowhere else to go. Like, I need to go somewhere.
And you said that they told you what the farm was about. I wasn't sure that farms are about things.
Yeah, that's a good point.
What was this farm about?
So basically, they told me that, they're an intentional community living at this farm.
An intentional community.
An intentional community.
Yeah.
A little fishy to me. I don't know.
Okay, it caught my attention.
Yeah, exactly. They told me they're an intentional community. And you see, the reason why they do Skype interviews is to make sure these people are a good fit for their intentional community.
Okay.
So basically, they kind of asked me questions about, like, who are you as a person? And I was like, well, I don't know. I don't know what you want me to say.
I'm just a hiker right now.
Exactly. Like,
Yeah.
They seemed very upbeat and positive and kind of just excited about what their farm was about. So in the interview, I was kind of, I don't know, mirroring them, being like, oh, yeah, I'm a positive person. Like, I just want to work on a farm.
Okay. Did they say what their farm is about?
Yes, they did kind of say what their farm was about. So the point of them living on a farm and they kind of lived off the land was to have fun. That's basically what they told me.
Sounds great.
Yeah, it sounds great. I know. Their main goals was to have fun and make friends, basically.
Okay.
Those were their goals.
And were those goals stated on the Woofing website?
Yes, for sure.
So the website said, this farm is about having fun and friendship.
Yes. Even when I look them up on Facebook, the main tagline is like, this intentional community is about having fun.
Oh my gosh.
And friendship is basically what their community is about, I guess.
Sounds great. I want to have fun.
Yeah, no, exactly. It sounded perfect. I'm like, okay, I want to go have fun for a few weeks while I rest my feet.
So Karen, can I look them up right now while we're talking?
Yes, for sure. Go ahead.
All right. Oh, okay. Should I go to their Facebook page?
Sure.
Okay. Okay. Well, the first thing I see when I go to the Facebook page is a picture of a pig.
Oh, okay. Nice. Cute.
Yeah. Eating. And then some people working on, I don't know, harvesting something. They've got some gardens.
That's the pictures I saw when I looked them up on Woof. There's their beautiful garden, their pigs and their goats and just like...
Tomatoes and beans.
Exactly. Like it just looks like a great place.
Yeah. Some farm equipment. Looks like they got the whole farm thing going on. Some chicks.
They had lots of chickens. Very cute.
Okay. And some manicured gardens.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like a nice lawn or something you can hang out on. I don't know.
Yeah. They had like lots of flowers. They love that.
There's nothing untoward on the Facebook page that I see just immediately finding them. Nothing that, I mean, they look like they're having fun, but I bet you did a little bit more research before you totally invested yourself in this, right?
Yes.
What did you find out?
So I was on the phone with my mom, actually. I was telling her about what my next plans were for my break. And I told her the name of the place I was staying. And she, while I was on the phone with her, she actually Googled it.
Just like I did.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, what are you getting into?
Yeah, my mom was more curious than me. But the second Google heading that popped up was my run-in with an organ cult.
Wow.
So that kind of threw her for a loop. She was not impressed. I was a little scared. I was like, oh no, I've already booked my flight to go there. What am I getting into? Like, what's going to happen? So then she goes and she like reads me the entire blog post about this girl who basically went to the same place and had all these kind of wacky things happen while she was there. And yeah, by this point, I'm scared. I'm like, oh no, what have I gotten myself into?
Yeah. But I mean, you haven't even gotten on the plane to go there yet. So it would be pretty easy to back out at this point if you wanted to.
Yeah, like you're not wrong. I committed to them. Like I had done the interview. I told them when my plane was coming and I didn't have anywhere else to go. Like my friend who I was staying with in LA was leaving the day I was supposed to catch my plane and I didn't have anywhere to go, I guess. And I talked to the girls I was staying with. They read the article or the blog post as well. And they were like, you know what? Like it's a little sketchy, but like I think you'll be fine. They didn't hurt this girl. You'll be fine, basically. And I was like, okay, I can do this.
And your mom was okay with that?
She was wary. She was like pretty wary, actually. She wasn't necessarily okay with it, but I mean, what was she going to do? She's far away in another country.
Right.
Yeah. She was like, I don't want you to go, but just be safe kind of thing.
Okay. Sounds like your mom has kind of an adventurous streak too. She wasn't like,
yeah,
there is no way in hell you were going to that place.
No, she didn't do that, but she was not excited. And she's like, call me immediately when you get there.
Okay.
Make sure you keep me updated.
Can I read you just a few sentences from a blog post I see about it?
Of course.
Okay, and this might be the same blog you read. I don't know. I left the ranch this morning after being there for 8 days. I was going to try to stick it out, but as I was walking up to the house this morning, my fellow woofer was already packed up and ready to leave. After everything that happened last night, all I did was toss and turn and contemplated leaving. I wanted to leave, but I also wanted to make a valid attempt at staying at this place for the 2-week minimum that they ask of all of their woofers. However, I knew that if my friend was leaving, there was no way in hell that I was going to stick around. My friend was the only other sane person at this place, my only friend here, really. And if my friend left and I stayed, then I would be completely alone in this pseudo-utopia.
Yeah.
So it's kind of interesting. This person calls it a pseudo-utopia, so it sounds pseudo-good, right?
Yeah.
But then something happened the night before that was so disturbing that they wanted to leave. But then it also sounds like, the hosts had extracted, this expectation or this promise that they would stay there for 2 weeks, and they felt compelled to honor that for some reason, despite having bad experiences.
Yes.
So it sounds like there's a lot of stuff going on here.
Yes.
Did that align with your experience?
For sure. Before I committed to coming, they made me promise that I was going to stay for 2 weeks.
Did you have to sign anything?
I did, but that's later.
That's later. Okay. At this point, you felt indebted to them.
Yes, exactly. Because they promised to take me in for 2 weeks. They promised to feed me. They promised to give me a bed to lay in. I did feel indebted to them, yeah.
Even though you hadn't been there, you hadn't even left.
Yeah.
And you were getting little warning bells.
Yeah.
You still felt indebted because they knew how to handle you.
Yes. They knew exactly what to say to make me feel like, oh, I have to go. They still, not right now because of COVID, but they still have woofers that go. And I'm sure they do the exactly same thing as me. They Google the name of the ranch and this same blog pops up, but people still go.
They still go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Amazing.
So basically, I booked my flight and I was like, okay, I'm going. I obviously knew that, could potentially be a cult, but I was like, you know what? There's also 30 other people on the Woof site who say that it's an amazing place to stay. So I was like, you know what? Okay, I'll go.
What happened to your trailmate that was with you in LA?
So my hiking buddy, she owns a business. She goes over to Asia to buy products to sell in her stores in Canada. So basically she had to go and take a little side trip to Asia.
So you went on your own to the farm?
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Okay.
The feelings I had just boarding the plane were just so overwhelming because, I'm like, what am I getting myself into? I kind of didn't want to go, but I was like, I committed to 2 weeks. This is the only place I have to stay unless I want to pay like $100 a night for accommodation. So I was going to go. Packed up my bags. Oh, I was just so scared. So I got on the plane and I had never been to an airport like LAX before. This is like kind of a side note.
It's a monster.
Oh my gosh, I was like so intimidated by it. I like slept the whole plane ride because I was so stressed out. And I landed and then I was like, okay, here we go. Hopefully they come to pick me up, I guess.
Wow. Okay. And so they were there waiting for you at the other end?
No, not quite.
They were not. Wow. What could be going on? I bet you're already gaming out the possibilities. The answers after this important break. Ahead, Karen finds herself in completely unfamiliar territory and at a loss as to what to do next. But first, what does she do about her missing ride?
Basically, they weren't there. And I was like, okay, that's fine. Maybe they're just a few minutes late. So I texted them like, okay, I'm here. I didn't hear back for 20 minutes. So in those 20 minutes, I was like, oh my gosh. I don't know where I am. Oregon, place I've never been to before. Like, what am I going to do? I could stay at a hotel, but like at this point, I'm like, okay, I've already committed. They're going to show up. They're going to be here. And then finally, they show up after an hour to get me. And I'm like, okay, they're here. Finally. Like, like in the movies when you see like pedo vans, They show up in this van that's like this big van, and it's like a fancy, nice van. It's like a creepy van. I don't know how else to describe it.
Okay. They show up in a creepy van. Dark windows.
Yeah, dark windows, but it's like a nice, fancy van, but it's just creepy because there's like dark windows and I don't know.
Looks suspicious.
Yeah, it definitely looks suspicious. So we meet each other for the first time. which is weird. They were the same people I had talked to on the Skype call, so I had already met them, I guess, kind of. And they show up, an hour late, and they greet me, and they say, like, oh, hi, blah, blah, blah. We're just gonna go get some food before we go back. Whatever, that's fine. And then they're like, we're also gonna pick up another girl who's gonna be woofing as well from the bus station. So I was like, oh, yay, thank God.
So you're feeling a little relieved that they showed up?
Yes.
Because you were stranded for an hour wondering what the hell was going to go on if they didn't come through.
Exactly.
So you've got a comrade in arms because you're picking up somebody else.
Yeah.
And so there's some comfort in that.
Definitely.
Did you ever stop to think that maybe they showed up late on purpose?
No.
Like to just set you off edge and then to make you feel relieved? Huh. I don't know if that's a tactic or not, but...
You know what? I think you have something there. A thought that I've never thought about, but...
Might have been, yeah.
And there was like a comment later about it, so that's interesting.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, so then you go to the bus station.
And we get this girl who's the same age as me-ish. She's maybe 2 or 3 years older. I was so relieved that I was going to have like someone else there with me. And oh my gosh, like after the whole experience, I'm just glad that I did have someone else there with me. Like I would not have known what to do if I was alone. And she was from Japan. So her English like wasn't great, but she was a nice buddy for me to have for sure.
How far is the drive from the bus station to the farm?
It was quite a lengthy drive, about an hour and a half. The countryside was beautiful, though. It was amazing.
But you couldn't have any close talk with your new friend because it's like everybody can hear each other. You can't be like, what the hell are we getting ourselves into? What do you know about this place? I don't know. What do you know?
Yeah.
You couldn't have any talk like that.
No, not at all. And I think she was just as naive as I was, maybe even more. She probably hadn't even read the blog post. Yeah.
And so what was her story? Why was she coming to the farm? Was she also on a solo adventure in the United States?
Kind of, yeah. She was studying and it was her summer break and she couldn't go home because she was coming back to the school in the fall again. So she kind of needed something to do while she was just in the States. So she decided to go woofing. And she also wanted to learn more English. So she thought that this was a great way to do it, being in a setting where... Sure.
Immersion.
Exactly.
What was the conversation like with your new hosts on the hour-and-a-half drive to the farm?
It was like just pretty average. We had to cross like a inspection, like a fruit and vegetable inspection cross point. The whole van was loaded with fruits and vegetables. I didn't know why, but I was like, okay, whatever.
Okay, well, it's a farm.
Yeah, but then why would they be, like, it wasn't their fruits and vegetables. They had gotten it from stores.
Okay.
I'm curious about that.
Did you ever get an answer to that?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
The checkpoint, they ask you, do you have any fruits and vegetables, fruits or like produce or anything like that in your car? And they had told us, just make sure you say no. Like, just pretend we don't have anything.
So they're asking you to lie already.
Yeah.
That must have been weird.
Yes, that was like really weird. I was like, okay. Like,
yeah, like immediately something's not on the up and up.
Exactly. But then they explained to us, we run a charity and these fruits and vegetables are for our charity. So, okay, obviously I'm not going to say yes and then have all their charity food like taken away. They told us it was for a charity and they give it away to the less fortunate, but they ended up actually unloading it all and taking half for themselves and putting it away and then only giving half away to the less fortunate, which is quite unnerving.
So they just held on to 50% of the take for themselves.
Basically.
Not ethical.
No, not at all.
Right.
So basically they get it from grocery stores, like stuff that's just about to go bad. I don't think the grocery store is giving them this food. No. I'm sure they just say it's all for charity, but it's not.
On this hour-and-a-half long journey with your two hosts, your new friend, and a truckload of vegetables.
Yep.
Did you have an opportunity to ask them more about the intentional community you were about to join and how your days might be structured?
I did get the chance to ask them like, oh, like what kind of projects are you working on? And they kind of did tell me a bit about the projects that they were working on. We were going to basically be planting for the next season, obviously, and harvesting some stuff. The whole reason they have like a farm is not to sell the produce. It's to support themselves.
This is an amazing creepy van ride. I can only imagine in my mind, how that was for you. So then you arrive to the farm and this is like your moment of reckoning, right?
Yes, definitely.
I'm going to see this place that I've committed myself to for 2 weeks and I've got these feelings about. So you get out of the van and what greets you there, Karen?
So basically I got off the van and there was maybe 5 or 6 people there to greet me and welcome me to this farm, which was quite overwhelming just because I had never met these people and there's quite a few new people to meet. They showed me where I was staying. And then the big moment when I realized something was off is when I went into their nice, big, beautiful house and I was introduced to the head of the household.
Did he have like a weird, I won't ask you what it was, but did he have like some weird name, that was kind of cultish, or was it like Dave?
No, his name was Rob.
Okay. All right.
Just like, I could just like sense something weird about him.
Your spidey sense is tingling.
Oh, definitely. Like,
hairs on the back of your neck.
Yeah, like something. He just like, gave me the creeps immediately as soon as I saw him. It was just like a feeling. The first thing he said to me was probably something rude. He's just like a rude guy in general. I was introduced with Rob, and he basically told me within like the first 5 minutes of us meeting was like, oh, you thought that we weren't going to pick you up from the airport? Because I had texted them asking them where they were because they were an hour late. But he was like, oh, you thought we weren't going to show up? Like, you didn't trust us enough. And I'm like, no, I didn't trust you. Like, you're a stranger to me.
Wow, the mind control is already setting in.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Okay. How did he take that?
I didn't actually say that to him. That was my internal.
Oh, okay. That was your internal voice.
That was my internal voice, yes.
What did you actually say to him?
I said something similar. I was like, well, I wanted to clarify that you were coming to get me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're being polite.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to make a bad impression. I just met him and he already gave off a very strong and intimidating kind of way about him.
You're in a really vulnerable position at this point because you could basically just be a prisoner in this place.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't want to piss off your captor.
No, definitely not.
The creepy farm overlord.
No. That's the last thing I want to do at this point. Like,
oh my gosh. Okay. All right. And so did they take you on a tour next or give you some more details about their intentional community?
Yeah. So basically what happened next was me and the girl from Japan, her name was Maki. We sat down at the table. They gave us basically a list of rules and then a contract to sign.
Okay. I got to know some of the rules.
Yeah. So basically there was just like the normal kind of rules, like, I don't know, no drugs, no alcohol, that kind of stuff.
No spitting.
Yeah.
Right.
That kind of thing.
Okay.
And then like, I don't know, there was more like weird rules. Like, what's a good example of one? Like the goals of their community, which was to have fun, and they didn't want any negative vibes around. And they made that very clear.
Okay. Even though Rob's first greeting to you was negative.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And that theme continued.
So I'm sure. Yeah. So no negative vibes, no spitting. Be friendly and be intentional.
Yes. Basically just the goal is to have fun. So have fun is basically kind of what the rules stated. And also like when you're asked to do a task, do the task, just kind of stuff like that.
Okay.
Another point of the contract was that every day you have to write a journal entry about how you feel and about what happened that day. And then you submit the journal entry to their website. They had like a website where you drop it in. And it was basically because they were collecting data to see how their intentional community was being run. And then the main guy would read it. That was kind of weird.
So you were presented with the rules and a contract.
And a contract, which basically said, you know, you're committing to 2 weeks. You're at our house, so follow our rules. Also, don't, like, you're in our house, so don't go speaking negatively about us to other people, which is what I'm kind of doing right now. So that's not great.
Interesting that you say that. I mean, do you to this day feel kind of bound by that contract?
A little bit, yeah. This is kind of later, but I did actually end up reporting them to Woof, and I felt bad about it because I had signed this contract that said I won't do that. So, yeah. You
put pen to paper. The ink is dry.
Yeah.
Are you still with your friend from the van who came from the bus stop?
Yeah, thankfully.
You guys are clinging onto each other for dear life at this point.
Exactly.
Were you assigned as roommates or anything like that? Or, you know, what happened next?
So basically they had her go to her room, which was in the house. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad my room wasn't in the house. And they assigned me to this little shack they had on the property, which was basically just a cabin. There's no bathroom or anything, just like a room with a bed in it.
Wow, you must have been relieved to be away.
You have no idea. I was like, oh, thank God I get to sleep in this separate little room, like away from them in this cabin. It was called the shack where I stayed. They had named it.
What time of day is it now? Is it getting late?
Yeah, it's getting later, so we were asked to help with dinner, which is, of course, I'll help with dinner, you know? So me and my Japanese friend Maki helped prepare the dinner. It was good. And then we all sat down at the table, and that's when I met everyone at this intentional community.
Fellow woofers or just people that...
No, just people who live there. Maki was my only fellow woofer, and then there was Rob, the head guy.
Creepy farm overlord.
Yeah, the overlord of the farm. And then there were his 5 wives.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't know that they were, I don't know, committed to him at first. I don't think they were actually legally married just because it's illegal to have 5 wives. But they were clearly like his ladies. I don't know. And then Rob's 2 sons, who he had by different women who were the same age as each other, the 2 sons, who were around my age. So I got to meet them, which was cool.
How old is Rob?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe in his 60s probably, or even older, mid-60s. There was the 2 people who picked me up, and then there was 2 other people who I think were a couple that were at the intentional community as well. So I got to meet everyone.
Okay, well, it's quite a group.
Definitely a group.
And then the other people that were passing through, had they been there very long?
So they weren't actually passing through. They lived there. I don't actually know what their exact role was. It was all very confusing because, like, he was also involved with other women. It was all very confusing. Everyone was just having sex with each other.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. So the only other person that was passing through that was there was your bus stop friend?
Yes. Yeah.
So there was nobody that you could zero in on that was an outsider that you could say, can you kindly tell me what's happening here?
No.
What's really happening? There was nobody like that.
No. Nobody like that. Not at all. So basically how this house was set up was they had 2 houses on their property. They had the one house where kind of the people working there were and the people who ran the woofing were, and then some of his wives lived. And then they had another house where he lived, and then his younger wives lived with him. You could kind of tell who was his main wives, which sounds really weird to say, but like his top wives, I guess. I don't know. The main house, the setup was, there was these stairs that led into this basement that was lit by red light. So that immediately was like, oh, what is down there? I don't like that when I walked into the house. And I never got to see down there.
You're thankful for that.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm sure it was some creepy sex basement dungeon.
Did they at any point clearly verbalize to you what was going on there? Or did you just have to figure it out?
I just had to figure it out. Like,
and did you figure it out?
Yes, I did figure it. Like, obviously, I knew they were an intentional community. They had told me that on the phone.
Okay, that part's crystal clear.
That part was clear. I got that. But then after I met the main guy and I met all his wives, they didn't introduce themselves as his wives, or he introduced them to me as his wives. But I kind of got that just after I met them. Like, you could kind of tell. They didn't think of themselves as a cult, but they were. And the women probably didn't even know they were involved in a cult. They just think they're involved in an intentional community, you know?
Did anything, of note happen the rest of that night? Or did you just go to bed and wondering what was going to become of you the next day?
I think that I was just like so overwhelmed. Obviously, I had just met everyone. That whole day was just like, wow.
So you wake up the next morning.
Mm-hmm.
The next day, you're starting your journey at this farm. What was a regular day there like?
Yeah, so Ben, basically what would happen was me and Mackie would get up. We would kind of report to these 2 people at the same time. We would make our own breakfast, and then we would go and work in the garden for quite a few hours. And then we would have lunch, and then usually we would get kind of a break in the afternoon. And then we would go back to work when it was kind of cooler, and then we would help prep dinner, and then we would be expected to hang out with the whole community and play. We used to play badminton or play cards. We were expected to have family time with them at the end of the day. And then we would probably go to bed like around 10, 11. Like, they would eat dinner really late. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it all sounds very weird, but it doesn't sound like anything bad has happened to you.
Yeah.
Yet,
yeah.
Okay.
I mean.
So did something bad happen to you?
I don't know if I like that question.
Whoops. Has your podcast host finally gone too far? Hear us work it out after the break.
I don't know if I like that question.
All right, so to recap, my question was, did anything bad happen to Karen at the farm? Karen explained that there wasn't necessarily one bad thing that happened.
Like a lot of weird little things started happening, so...
Well, okay.
Okay, I'm just thinking of a good way.
Let me rephrase the question.
Okay.
And so your podcast host gives it another try. It sounds like, you're getting a lot of strange feelings from this place, and it's an odd environment you're in for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't sound like anything untoward has happened
right
to you at all. So can you tell me a little bit more about, your experience there and maybe what made you uncomfortable?
Yeah, for sure. So maybe, I don't know how many days in this was. Maybe on the third day, I was kind of in the kitchen at the same time that the main Rob guy, our overlord, was in the kitchen. And he was talking to me about my hiking, totally normal. And then he all of a sudden asked me, were your legs that big before you started hiking? And
okay.
I was so taken aback by this question. Like this guy is calling me, I don't know if he was calling me fat. Like, I'm not fat. I don't think I am, at least. He would throw just like weird misogynistic comments at me and Mackie. I don't even know how to put it. Like, he wasn't calling me fat, but he was just saying that I had large legs. Okay. Or like he would say things to Mackie that he knew that she wouldn't understand because she didn't speak very good English. So he was manipulating her to make her seem weak, trying to say things to me that he knew I wouldn't react very good towards, just to kind of break us down.
Yeah, he's breaking you down and he's putting you in a position where you would want to seek his approval.
Exactly. That's exactly what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
Which now looking back is how he probably kind of put together his intentional community, how he has 5 wives. You could just tell he's such a good manipulator, and he had total control over his whole kind of community. Like, the whole goal of their community is having fun, in quotes. But really what it was he was just trying to make his family feel like they were having fun. They weren't actually having fun, I don't think. They were just trying to make him happy. And that maybe to them was having fun, is to please him.
He's the only one having fun.
Exactly.
All right. Were there some other weird occurrences that you can think of?
Definitely.
Okay.
So there was this one night that we were all kind of sitting at the dinner table, and I had a specific place at the dinner table that I was supposed to sit, and everyone else had their places, obviously with the main guy at the head of the table. This is also part of the contract. Every single night we are expected to dress up for dinner, change out of our clothes, and put on fancier clothes. So I had to buy all these fancy clothes before I got there, just because that was part of their thing. I don't know. So we all had to change and put on fancy clothes. And we were all kind of sitting at the table one day, and dinners were the worst. I don't even know, they were just so awkward. So awkward. I don't know, Ben, if you've ever had an experience where you're sitting at a dinner table and no one's talking.
Yeah.
Imagine that times 12.
Okay.
And eating your food in silence.
Wow.
Except when he would lead the conversation. So he would have to be the one to start talking to people. One day we were all sitting at dinner, and it's scary because he's asking me questions in front of, I don't know how many people were there. And I had just met them, and he's quizzing me. It was not even questions. It was a quiz. And he asked me, oh, does your mom have hot flashes? Is your mom going through menopause?
Wow. Super weird.
In my head, I was thinking, why does he have the right to ask me that question? That's so personal. This guy, and then he asked me how old my mom was. And I'm I don't know. Well, obviously I know how old she is.
Did he want to invite her down?
Probably. Looking back, this is kind of a leading point of the story. What I think he was trying to gauge is what year I personally would go through menopause. He wanted me to join his intentional community.
Wow.
And then from there, it just gets weirder and weirder.
Really?
Yes, I fully believe that's why he was asking me those questions.
So how did things get weirder?
So what happened and what started getting weirder was during my free time, I would go down to the river and just hang out. I would just chill. That's when I would listen to the podcast.
The Secret Room?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Secret Room.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Among others, I'm sure.
And I would like read and I would just hang out. What happened was one of the boys that was around my age, his name was Braden, he would come down to the river and hang out with me. And I was like, oh, that's nice. And these boys were like the sweetest people you would ever meet because they had been homeschooled their entire life. All they know is this intentional community. And they were just like so sweet. I don't think that they would ever say anything mean to her. Like they were just so naive to the outside world, I guess. Like they knew how to socially interact, but not really. I don't know. So one of the boys, Braden, would always come down and hang out with me by the river. And I thought this was like, I don't know, super chill. We would just talk and swim and hang out. And we started getting closer and closer. And then one day he pulled me aside and we started talking like seriously. He kind of asked me, could you ever live like we live in our intentional community? And I was taken aback by this question, obviously.
Stuff's getting real.
Yeah, I was like, he's asking me, could I ever live like them? Is he asking me to join their community?
Yeah, he's asking you to move in, to be fully intentional.
Yes. And looking back, I totally think that's exactly what he was doing. And that was kind of spurred on by his dad, I'm sure. He was my age. He was flirting with me these whole days that we'd been hanging out. I think he was trying to get me to be his girlfriend, be something to him.
Were you attracted to him?
I mean, he was cute, but like I wasn't about to set my whole life aside to go live with this community.
Okay, great.
You know?
I'm glad you've got a good head on your shoulders. Your mom would be very proud.
Yeah. I mean, I've come all the way to this cult, but I'm not going to go live with them for the rest of my life. Oh my gosh, looking back, I'm like, how dumb could I have been? Like, at the time, I didn't really. I look back and I'm like, oh my gosh. I was such an idiot.
So when he said, do you want to come join us permanently, what did you say?
Basically, he asked us if I could live with him, like them. And I said, no.
You're just counting down the days on your 2-week contract.
Yeah, I said no. I was like, no way.
No way.
And he was like, oh, why? He was
well,
taken aback by my answer. I think
sure.
he fully expected me to say yes.
I'm sure, yeah. Probably had another contract in his back pocket.
Yeah, in his pocket, exactly.
To extend the first one.
And I just said no. And he was like, oh, why? Obviously. I was like, well, I obviously didn't want to offend him and say, well, your dad's an asshole. And I think like your whole community is kind of fucked up. One of the main things about their community as well was everything had to be perfect. One of their main values is also perfection. And I personally don't think that anyone is perfect, or like the whole idea of perfection is just like not a thing. Like, I don't think it's attainable. And I don't think that people should strive for that because they'll always be disappointed. So I basically told them that I don't think that perfection is, it's not a goal for me. And that's like one of your goals here is perfection. And like, this place is not for me. And he was kind of just like, oh, okay. And then I countered it with, well, could you ever move out? Like, could you ever?
Look at you.
I know.
Did he whisper to you like, get me the fuck out of here?
Honestly, like, I would not be surprised. Like, holy. He said, no, I could never move out because he said he was too used to it and he loves his family, which is fair.
Yeah.
I really feel for those two boys because they don't know what the outside world is like. Like, they'll never get to experience going to high school. They'll never get to experience that. They'll never get to make friends. Like, the only friends they have are their parents and
people who come through.
Yeah, exactly.
And so was that peak weirdness?
No.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
Maybe a few days after that whole situation happened, which I don't even think it was a situation, but looking back, I'm like, oh shit, he was asking me to join their cult. Peak weirdness was when one day we were gonna have a camp out that night. And I was like, oh, I'm excited. I love camping. That's what I've been doing for the last month and a half or longer, like before I'd come there. I was excited. What the camp out entailed of was me and Mackie going to a tent that the boys had set up in the woods, and we were going to hang out with the boys in the tent. Obviously, I was a little sketched out, but I was like, oh my God. First, he asked me to basically join his community, and now I'm like getting put in the woods. It was just all weird. It was just all super weird.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good. And so did you have any alone time with Mackie before this to strategize or at least commiserate?
No, not really. I remember us walking to the tent. She was just like so scared. She was like, I don't want to sleep in the same tent as them. She didn't want to say that she didn't want to, if that makes sense.
It does.
I remember being so like freaked out when I was getting my stuff. I grabbed my hiking knife and I brought it to the tent with me and put it under my pillow because I'm like, this is not good. Something's going to happen. I was scared.
Good move.
Yeah, I guess so. So yeah, we go to our camping spot, the tent. It was all going to be like fun. We were making s'mores, so it was good. I mean, this place, they didn't eat like any sugar, and I'm addicted to sugar. The s'mores were awesome. I just was absolutely dying to have some sugar. That whole part was good. And then we kind of got to going in the tent. We were playing card games, which we had done every night before. It was fun for the beginning.
Great. You're fulfilling the mission. You're having fun.
Exactly. We were having fun.
Mm-hmm.
I was like pretty chill at this point. I was like, oh, I don't know why I was worried. And then one of the boys, Brayden, the one who was talking to me and everything, started to tickle me, which was really freaking weird. I don't know, like, what 18-year-old kid is like tickling someone.
And you didn't have that kind of relationship established either where he could sort of touch you like that.
Absolutely not. It's like, what the heck is this guy doing? I'm sorry, but that's not okay, basically.
Guess that's his move.
I think it was trying to be his move, but as soon as he started doing that, I was like, whoa, no. I immediately told him, no, don't touch me, because that's weird. And he backed off. But I think that was totally his move. Totally his move. It was just so weird. That, I think, was peak weirdness.
Well, you didn't have to brandish the knife, thank goodness.
Oh my God, thank God. Thank God.
Did Mackie get tickled also?
Yeah, by the other boy.
Really? So they both whipped out the tickling move?
Yeah, at the same time.
At the same time? Oh, it's coordinated.
That was like a planned move. I don't know why they thought it would work.
I wonder if they had like a secret signal, you know, a little cult signal like, okay, the tickling shall commence now.
Honestly, maybe. Honestly, maybe.
Okay, so you told them back off, and then did relations in the tent become kind of icy at that point?
Yes.
And so does everybody just back off to their sleeping bags or whatever? Or?
Basically, like, Brayden was like, okay, like, let's all go to bed.
Yeah, it's no more fun for them anymore.
No.
No. And you're like, whew.
Yeah, I was like, oh, thank God. Thank God.
You couldn't have slept a wink.
Absolutely not. I was scared that, I don't know, he was going to start trying to make another move or something.
How many days left in your 2-week commitment are there at this point?
Good question. Probably about a week left of my 2-week commitment, and I ended up staying 3 weeks. So this is about a weekend.
Okay, that was peak weirdness. So what made you decide to extend an additional week?
Well, like, it sounds, I don't know. I think that what made me want to extend my stay is hiking is very challenging and demanding. And I was really enjoying getting to eat like home-cooked meals every night and have a bed to sleep on.
Okay, so there were aspects to it that were okay. And at least at the time, it didn't strike you that it was so bad you just had to cut loose.
No. I mean, I was weirded out for sure, but I wasn't necessarily wanting to run away or anything. And like another thing is they only go to town for certain events and reasons. So I would have to ask them when I was going to want to go. And I didn't want, I don't know, make them make a special trip to drop me off. And also, like, if I had asked to go, I don't have my own car. I have no way to leave unless they drive me.
So you had to be strategic about it because you don't want to upset them.
Exactly.
So in the remaining 2 weeks, was it just more of the same? You know, just weird stuff happening all the time?
Weird comments. The main guy just got ruder the longer we stayed.
He's probably getting agitated that, you know, you weren't signing up.
I think that's kind of what happened. After that whole incident at the river, I noticed she got way more rude.
I wonder if at some point he was just kind of wishing that you would go. Did they actually try to push you out?
No, they wanted me to stay.
Okay, so there was a glimmer of hope for them.
Yes, I think they still thought that maybe there was a chance there.
Yeah, they might have been encouraged when you extended your stay, actually.
Yeah, I think they were.
Yeah, they're like, oh, maybe we're starting to make some inroads with Karen.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no. Yeah.
So what kind of a cult was this? If I asked you what kind of cult it is, what would you say?
a sex cult.
Okay. Wow. But nobody ever actually overtly said, Karen, okay, it's your turn to have sex with Rob. You know, they ferried you into the sex dungeon.
No, that's what they were all doing, though.
But they were working on you, and you got the feeling, you know, was there ever any moment when you got the feeling like, oh, maybe it's my turn to go have sex with Rob? Did that ever happen?
Thankfully, no. Thankfully, no. But I can tell you how I know it was happening. I never saw anything, but every night, mostly me and Mackie would help cook the dinner. And every night, the men would go around asking women to go on dates with them, in air quotes, like dates. And what they were doing after further research was going down into their basement and doing it.
With the red light.
Yeah, with the red light, the creepy dungeon basement. So I was kind of unaware at the time, but I'm like, that's really weird that they're asking to go on a date. Like, they live together and they're only gone for 20 minutes at a time. Like, that's weird.
Karen, come on. How long did it take you to figure that out?
I was naive.
Okay.
I was so naive.
No worries. So were you ever propositioned for a date?
Thankfully, no.
Wow, that's really interesting. I wonder why not.
You're right. I wonder why not. Probably because I rejected the sun, so...
The tickling?
Yeah, I rejected that.
If you'd responded positively to that, then there probably would have been a lot of invitations to the creepy red basement.
Oh my gosh. Thank God there wasn't. I don't know what I would have done.
What an amazing tale. I mean, you're so fortunate that it wasn't worse.
Yes, looking back on it, I'm like, thank God.
Yeah, because you really got yourself into a pickle, and I'm not meaning to phrase that in a way that implies that it was your fault.
Yeah.
You were in a situation where, you know, you were completely at the whim of these cultists.
Yep, for sure.
I mean, they could have imprisoned you very easily.
Yes. Thinking back, I'm like, oh my God, like this is so terrifying. And saying that reminds me of when I first got there and I was talking to Rob, and Rob said, if you want to run away, turn right and not left, because if you go left, you won't get anywhere. But if you go right, it's about 45 miles to the town. And I'm like, oh my God.
That was basically code for you're not running away.
Exactly.
Don't even try.
Exactly the code for it. That's just so terrifying looking back. And at the time, I was kind of confused by why is he saying that to me? Now I understand why.
During the course of your 3-week tenure as a farmhand at the creepy farm sex cult.
Oh no.
How many other travelers like yourself came through?
Just me and Mackie. Immediately after I left, there was another girl coming to stay there.
Oh gosh, did you say anything to her? Like, get the hell out of here?
I didn't get to meet her.
Oh my gosh. Tell me how you made your exit.
So basically, I told them, I was like, hey, my trail buddy is going to be back on the trail soon. I would like to go. Because they were fully aware I was hiking with a buddy. They were like, okay, the next time we're going into town, you can come with us and we'll take you back. But they were so sad.
Even though they never got anywhere with you, you know, they hadn't indoctrinated you fully.
No.
They were just holding out hope.
Yeah, I think they probably still thought that there's a chance there, even though there was not.
I don't know. Maybe they sensed a little something from you. I mean, to this day, you still feel somewhat obligated to that contract.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't. Look at what happened. I mean, I don't know. I still do.
And let go of that. You know. Do you have a copy of it?
No, I don't. It's just so weird because a year after I stayed there, I reported them to WOOF, the organization. But even then, I felt bad doing that because I just was so grateful that they took me in and they gave me a place to stay. They fed me every night.
And nothing bad actually ever happened.
No, not anything like that bad. But I mean,
I hear the hesitation in your voice. Like, I can sort of see in your mind, like there was something bad. Like, if you had to quantify what was bad about it.
I would say just like the whole situation. Okay, what Rob is doing is bad. What he is doing to everyone in his circle is bad. He has them locked into this state of just worshiping him every single day. Nothing bad happened to me, but I just see all the bad happening to everyone affiliated with him.
Well, I'm so glad you got out.
Me too.
Did you speak to your mom about it in detail?
No.
Like, did she say, hey, how was that sex cult, Karen?
No, Ben, I never did. I just tell her that it was completely normal. It was just a farm because I don't want to scare her.
So when you got out of there, are your feet feeling okay?
Yeah, I was good to go. I was flying down the trail.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
So you actually achieved your goal, which was to take a break and heal your feet.
Yes, I did achieve my goal, just in a very interesting way, I guess. I remember the night they drove me to the trail town and I stayed in the hostel. There was other hikers there, and at dinner, I sat down and I was like, guys, you will never guess what just happened to me.
Wow.
And I told them the whole story and they were just so shocked. They were like, oh my gosh.
So the word spread on the woofer wire.
Yeah.
Stay away from this farm.
And the funny thing is that, well, I don't know if it's funny, but earlier on in the trail, I had been told by this guy I was hiking with, I didn't like him very much, but he said that, oh, this is a completely different cult, but he was talking about this cult along the trail that will take you in and you can live there. And I was like, oh, I'm not doing that.
Right. And then you did.
Yeah. And then I did. So
you got back on the trail, and how many more months did you hike before you got to the end?
I didn't complete my through hike, but I did make 1,000 miles. So I was pretty proud of myself on that.
That is an adventure to remember.
I'll never forget it. That's for sure.
It was an intentional hike, and it was successful, and you got home in one piece.
Yes, thankfully. There was a few sketchy situations.
That's another podcast.
Exactly.
I got to ask you, why did you want to tell your secret here?
Good question. I think that I wanted to tell my secret because I want people to not do what I did. If you see anything that says it could possibly be a cult, don't go.
Okay, good advice.
Yeah. Don't do what I did, basically, because it could definitely end a lot worse. And I also kind of just wanted to say, like, if you want to go do a long hike, do it. You can go do it. You can go do it alone. Like, you don't need anyone to go with you. You can do it alone. I did it alone. I was the youngest person I met on the trail at 18. I started solo. Anyone can do it. I'm short, I'm small, and I did it alone. Anyone can do it.
Do what you want to do, but be smart about it.
Exactly, Ben.
Karen, this story was just really eye-opening and really amazing. What a tale. Thank you so much for sharing it with us.
Of course.
Karen escaped the mind control of a secluded sex cult in the mountains of Oregon, miles and miles from the nearest town. She was seduced by virtue of her naivete and a woofer's inherent vulnerabilities, to wit, the desire for a home-cooked meal and a comfortable bed. But while Karen's generous heart won't permit her complete freedom from the ties of a meritless contract, she's nevertheless able to look back with humor, imbued with a cautionary tale. Don't join a sex cult. And there's more to tell.
Do you remember when Karen said another woofer came by the farm after she left?
I actually did get to meet her, but that's a long story.
Wow, maybe I can ask you about that for Unlocked later.
That's actually good.
Well, Karen's back with a story of her meeting with the next young woman to fall into the clutches of the sex cult.
Susie Lark hosts The Secret Room Unlocked, where you can hear more juicy details from Karen and from all your favorite episodes of the podcast. Check it out and get in on all the expanded fun. Unlocked is available when you support exclusively at patreon.com/secretroom.
Did you take any pictures at the farm?
I did. I have a few.
You can see pictures from the farm and Karen on the trail right now on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Our handle is @SecretRoomPod. Did you know you have access to all the discount codes from Secret Room sponsors, past and present? Peruse the list right now at secretroompod.com/codes. And thank you for supporting your favorite indie podcast that could. This week's production team included Susie Lark, Alessandro Nigro, and Luna Patel. Trisha is our shadow producer, Chet is the sound engineer, and our music is by Breakmaster Cylinder. Do you have a feckless secret to tell? Send it to me now through our website, secretroompod.com. Click the Share a Secret button when you get there. Join us again in 2 weeks when someone new steps forward to share yet another amazing secret.
This is The Secret Room,
A podcast about the stories
a podcast about the stories
no one ever tells.
no one ever tells.
I'm Ben Ham.
Pod on, Ben.
Pod on, Karen.
Okay, that's perfect.
I love it.